or E. Hello, learners. What have we learnt about the properties of matter? Materials are made of matter. Matter consists of atoms which join to form molecules. Molecules that are made of the same atoms are called elements. Molecules that are made of different atoms are called compounds. Compounds are difficult to separate. Mixtures are made of parts that are easy to separate. Mixtures may be separated using magnets, filtration, evaporation and chromatography. Another property of matter that we may use to separate materials is if a material is acid or base. This affects many parts of our lives. The 4 non-living spheres of the Earth are affected by acids and bases. If water and soil is too acid or too base, it affects the growth of plants and the survival of animals. Acids in the atmosphere cause acid rain. Materials that we use and create may also be acidic or base. Acid materials will erode materials. Bases can also cause rust and decay. The chemicals that we use to clean, paint and construct in our world need to be tested if they are acid or base. Our machines need fuel to move. Acids and bases will affect the way in which machines work. Medicines need to have a certain level of acid or base to be effective in curing sickness. Our bodies need a certain level of acids and bases to keep us healthy. We love food. If a food is too acid or too base, it may not be digestible. People often get indigestion if food is too acid. We cook with bases like salt to reduce the levels of acidity in food. The level of acid and base of a material is measured on the pH scale. The pH scale ranges from 0 to 14. The acids tend to have a rating of 0 to 7. Bases tend to range from 7 to 14. Neutral materials are found around level 7. Neutral materials are neither too acid nor too base. Let us look more closely at the pH scale. Pure water or distilled water has a pH value of 7. Pure water is the most neutral material. Blood has a pH value of 7.4. So, blood is almost neutral. Toothpaste has a value of approximately 9.9. Toothpaste needs to be base because acids will cause tooth decay. Ammonia is used to kill germs. It has a very strong smell. Ammonia has a pH value of 11.9. One of the most base materials is sodium chloride. You probably use the term table salt to describe sodium chloride. We put salt into food for flavor, but it also lowers the acidity of food. Look at the materials that are acidic. Lemon juice has a pH value of 2.3. Hydrochloric acid is the most acidic material, with a pH value of 0. Hydrochloric acid can erode metals. It is a very strong acid. However, hydrochloric acid is found in the human stomach and is very important with helping to digest food. Although hydrochloric acid is a strong acid, it does not burn holes in the stomach. There are different ways in which we can test if a material is acid or base. One way is by using taste. Taste is one of the 5 senses and is done by the tongue. We want to discover what the aftertaste of vinegar, yogurt, toothpaste, apple juice and orange juice tastes like. Remember not to put things in your mouth that may be harmful to you or against your religious beliefs to eat. Taste the materials shown here. We discover from this investigation that vinegar, yogurt, apple juice and orange juice have a bitter aftertaste. Toothpaste has a sweet aftertaste. The rule is that acids taste bitter while bases may taste sweet. Another test we may use to determine if a material is acid or base is the touch test. Generally, materials that feel slimy are bases and materials that feel watery are acids. Conduct the touch test using ammonia, orange juice, washing powder, shampoo and toothpaste. You will discover that ammonia, washing powder, shampoo and toothpaste are slimy when touched. These materials are bases. On the other hand, orange juice feels watery and is therefore an acid. We may also use red litmus paper or blue litmus paper to determine if a material is acid, base or neutral. Litmus paper is what is known as an indicator. An indicator shows if something is present. The litmus paper shows whether a material is acid, base or neutral. Red litmus paper remains a red color when a material is acid or neutral, but becomes blue when a material is base. Blue litmus paper remains blue when a material is base or neutral, but becomes red when a material is acid. Let us conduct an investigation using red and blue litmus paper. We are asking the question, which materials are acid, base or neutral? So, our aim for this investigation is to determine which materials are acid, base or neutral. Can you formulate a hypothesis for this investigation? What do you predict? I predict that all materials are acids. Or I predict that all materials are bases. Or I predict that all materials are neutral. Or I predict that different materials are acid, base or neutral. To conduct this investigation, you will need water, vinegar, apple juice, orange juice, washing powder and water, shampoo, ammonia, soil and water, toothpaste, yogurt and salt water. You will also need red litmus paper and blue litmus paper. Test tubes or other containers are also useful for this investigation. To conduct the investigation, place the litmus paper into each material. Observe what happens. Use the red litmus paper to complete the first part of the investigation. Observe what happens to the color of the litmus paper. Record what you observe. Now, do the same thing with the blue litmus paper. Record what you see. This table shows what we can observe. We can see that water is neutral. Acid materials are vinegar, apple juice, orange juice and yogurt. Washing powder, shampoo, soil, toothpaste and salt water are base. What can we decide from this investigation? We may decide that materials may be acid, base or neutral. Here is a summary of what you have learned in this lesson. Acids and bases are useful and harmful in everyday life. The acidity, base or neutrality of a material may be measured on the pH scale. Base materials will have a value between 7 and 14. Acid materials will have a value between 0 and 7. Neutral materials will have a value around 7. Materials that taste bitter are acid. Materials that feel slimy are base. Red and blue litmus paper may be used to indicate if a material is acid, base or neutral. Red litmus paper remains red color when a material is acid or neutral, but turns blue when a material is base. Blue litmus paper remains blue when a material is base or neutral but turns red when a material is acid.
Ha 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 ha.